Man, I remember back in college, my breakfast would have been Chick-fil-A, getting those, breakfast morning biscuit sandwiches fried in horrible seed oils. But now on the lean bulk, eat clean. I prioritize foods that help my gut. I prioritize sweet potatoes, steak, whole foods, that boost my test, that help me have a healthy gut and help me build muscle. Back when I was fat and, trying to dirty bulk, I didn't put on any muscle. All I did was put on fat, and I was 210 and I was just chasing a number on the scale. Now, thankfully, I use the scale as a tool and I don't just chase a number on the scale in the hope of hitting that number and just get fat. Now I use the mirror, I slowly gain weight, I slowly progress in the gym, and I use food as fuel instead of just high palatable, nasty, Chick-fil-A, Qdoba, Chipotle, things that I thought were somewhat healthy, but in reality they had a ton of calories, ton of extra fat that I didn't need and just made me fat. Food is fuel on the lean bulk, and I've never felt happier mentally ever since I started prioritizing nutrition and eating delicious, healthy whole foods like this.
So I've been fat before, but I've also been pretty shredded, and this is how to not get fat on the lean bulk. So first of all, this here is me very shredded, peak depletion, all the way down to 194 pounds, right? This is when I was feeling small, depleted, weak, but it was necessary to get to the conditioning I needed for my bodybuilding show. However, I did not feel good at all. All I wanted to do was eat and bulk back up and get food in my system again. But as a natural, if you just shove your face full with food, you will get fat on the bulk. And many people justify getting fat and getting ugly and eating whatever they want with I'm bulking, right? How many times have you guys heard that? I know you guys have heard that so many times here where someone will say, "Man, I can eat it, dude. I'm bulking, right? I'm bulking, right? I need to gain weight. I need to push the scale up." And all they care about is getting to 200 pounds, getting to 220 pounds. The scale does not matter. Yes, the scale is a very good tool to use, but the scale is what's not important. We need to chase a look, right? The mirror is what's important. The mirror is what should dictate how much you eat. All right? So going from lean and shredded, I'm not going to get fat again like I was back when I was a freshman in college, eating whatever I wanted to just bulk, getting Chick-fil-A every night and Chipotle every night just because I wanted, high fatty foods that tasted good, and it was justified easily because I was bulking, all right? Not tracking my macros, just eating as much as I could, trying to gain weight at a normal rate, but in reality my macros were completely out of whack. But now lean bulking properly, eating the right foods, I put on muscle tissue, I feel good in the gym, I'm strong in the gym, I stay lean, my face stays lean. I'm up 20 pounds from my all-time depleted low stage weight, and I put nothing on but fullness, size, and a little bit of healthy body fat that I needed for my hormones to come up. So these are going to be the keys for getting big naturally in a proper lean bulk. All right, so there's many parts to it. One of the most underrated things that nobody talks about is staying insulin sensitive. Now, what does staying insulin sensitive mean? That is how well your body releases insulin when you consume carbohydrates. This means you will have elite nutrient partitioning, and your body will be able to use the protein, fats, and carbs that you eat so much better than it would if you weren't insulin sensitive. How do you stay insulin sensitive, you ask? All right, you stay lean and you do cardio on the lean bulk. You do a little bit of cardio. You stay lean. Your body is in a better spot to put on muscle when you are lean. Not shredded, right? Not shredded where your hormones are out of whack, but lean where your hormones are healthy. You're eating a decent amount of healthy whole foods that are good for your gut. That is how you stay insulin sensitive, you stay lean, and you pack on lean muscle while not packing on a lot of body fat. Nutrient partitioning is how well your body absorbs the macronutrients you consume, right? This has to do a lot with not only staying lean, but also your gut health. So let's come over here. One of the keys to getting big naturally on the lean bulk is eating whole foods that prioritize your gut health. And another key to that factor is micronutrients, right? So Eating whole foods, fruits, vegetables, a variety of them that have so many micronutrients that impact your energy, how you feel, how you perform in the gym. Eating fermented vegetables that only improve your gut health, supplementing with things like aloe vera, apple cider vinegar, kombucha to prioritize your gut health. A healthy gut builds muscle, because without a healthy gut, you don't have good nutrient partitioning. It all correlates. Every single thing you put into your body correlates. Proper training, right? That is a key factor to getting big and packing on muscle. Some may say, I would say this, building muscle as a natural is harder than getting shredded. Now, bulking and being able to eat in a caloric surplus is definitely easier than having to go to bed hungry every night and dieting down hard. But actually building muscle as a natural requires elite training. It requires intensity coupled with execution. That means you don't just train hard in the gym, but you train hard with good form and proper execution. So you need to have the most intense sets possible, training in rep ranges, because our body doesn't know a magic number of reps. You don't just do 10 reps and grow from it. You grow from the mechanical tension stimulated by those reps closest to failure. So proper training, the right split for you that hits everything 2 to 3 times a week is very important. And it's important that you bring your intensity, and that these are training sessions. These aren't just going to the gym. These are training and beating your numbers, beating the logbook, beating the weight you did last week, but at the same time, beating those numbers with high intensity, but you couple it with good execution and good form where you actually are recruiting the muscle fibers that you are trying to build. What's the point of doing a chest press if you're not even feeling your chest, if you're not even using your chest and your triceps and front delts just take over? You're never going to build your chest that way. Obviously, the key to a lean bulk is a small caloric surplus, because we need the scale trending up slowly. Now, the scale is not the end-all be-all for a lean bulk. You should never chase a certain weight. You chase a look in the mirror, but the scale is a tool to make sure weight is trending up and we are in that small caloric surplus. Because if you are not in a small caloric surplus, you will not gain weight. So that is very important, and it can be important to slowly increase food as weight stalls on the scale. So not only you can keep gaining weight slowly and keep lean bulking slowly and keep staying in that caloric surplus in order for your body to be in the best environment to build muscle. This is different for enhanced athletes, but as a natural, your body is in the most prime state to build muscle when you are in a caloric surplus, along with sleeping good, good gut health, and training properly. But you need a caloric surplus, and it's important to upregulate your metabolism and metabolically prime yourself by slowly increasing your calories up and increasing your maintenance calories, so that when you go into a cut later on, when you're done with the lean bulk, your body is primed for it. Now, you will not build muscle if you are not sleeping properly. We release our growth hormone while we are sleeping. We build muscle while we are sleeping. All we do in the gym when we're training is stimulate muscle growth. Muscle growth is stimulated by mechanical tension coupled with intensity. Mechanical tension is the involuntary slowing of the concentric, like when you're benching or you're chest pressing and those last couple reps slow down, those grinder reps. Those are the most muscle growth stimulating reps, the ones closest to failure, where they slow down, where there's involuntary slowing. That is because there is the most mechanical tension there. You are recruiting the most muscle fibers. So in order for the muscle to grow from the stimulus you provide while training, you must sleep. You must prioritize your sleep. You must not sleep with your phone in your room. You must take sleep supplements in order to maximize your sleep quality, and you must avoid blue light before bed in order to mess up your circadian rhythm. And with your circadian rhythm, you must go to bed around the same time and wake up at the same time every single day, so your body gets set in a natural circadian rhythm that is optimized for its own sleep and to recover, feel good mentally for the next day. Set yourself up for another good day of training. Set yourself up for another good day of eating, because if you don't sleep good, you will crave junk. You will be hungrier. Higher quality sleep, you won't crave anything bad. You will be able to stay on plan and eat the whole foods that prioritize gut health a lot easier when you're getting good quality sleep, and you'll have energy to train harder, to go harder, to perform outside of the gym better, not just in the gym. It really improves your entire area of life when you are able to sleep max and prioritize your sleep, getting 8 to 10 hours of sleep every single night. It will improve your health. It will improve your life. Training, obviously, it just improves your productivity in every single thing you do. And if you are able to implement these things, you will slowly grow, because muscle growth is slow. I'm never going to lie to you. As a natural, muscle growth is slow. It is a long process. You must play the long game. I am lean bulking for the next 2 years to become an IFBB pro, then a whole year of prep. I won't be on stage again for another 3 years, because I understand the long game, because it is a long game with natural bodybuilding, with getting big naturally. If you want to get big naturally, you need to play the long game. You need to take time to lean bulk, and you need to slowly grow, and you will slowly grow if you do these things, but it just takes time, and you might as well stay lean while doing it.